aren't giving out. Your head is giving up. Keep going. Strive for progress, not perfection. The only way to define your limits is going beyond them.
Woo! So, I'm back here for another episode of Behind the Iron. This is not your typical episode where it's going to be educational. It's going to be informative. It's just talking about something trending going on. So our ex physique champ, Jeremy Buendia, who I actually call a friend of mine, I saw this. I actually saw it late. Okay, I saw something on one of the other channels. I'm not going to shout him out. And I saw something where Jeremy was just ranting on his Instagram story. Whatever, no big deal. I watched it. I was like, okay, you got a point. I watched it again. I watched it a third time. And every time I watched it, Jeremy's point just came more and more and more true. And listen, I am a bodybuilder at heart. I was always a bodybuilder. I never was anything else. Jeremy was originally a bodybuilder, okay, and changed the physique because he seized an opportunity where he saw he would benefit better. It's not that he didn't want to be a bodybuilder. He just saw that, okay, well, with my upper body, I can win every fucking show as a physique competitor. And he saw the opportunity and just seized it right out of the gate. And that's all it was. It was timing. And it was when the division doesn't look like the way it does now. And he was able to conquer it. And hats off to him. So this kid goes on and wins 4 or 5 titles, whatever it was, 4. And the only reason he lost that 5th title, I believe, he was a little off, but because the division's going a different direction now. I don't know if you guys noticed, but you physique guys are fucking monstrous. And if you guys are bodybuilders, you guys don't even look, most of our bodybuilders don't even look as half as good as those physique guys. Those guys are shredded and big. And that's the only reason Jeremy kind of lost that last showing was because I think they're going in a different direction with this class. There's no weight limit. These guys' upper bodies are fucking big. They're nothing to fucking make a joke about. These guys are not fucking around. They're bigger than the classic guys. So, put all that to the side. He comes out and also said something about how, people might be envious of him, which some people might be are. Good point. Okay, state the obvious. But I think the problem is with this is the reason the physique guys get so much heat is because the bodybuilders just don't have the attention that the physique guys are getting. And all the attention is shifting away from bodybuilding. Okay, so I understand if the bodybuilders are salty and they feel some type of way. I get that side too. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm neutral, but I understand where Jeremy's coming from, where they do get a lot of heat, and I used to make fun of him too. I'm just as guilty as anyone else, but I said it jokingly around. I never thought it deeply, like they don't work as hard as us. I truly respect the fact that they do compete. You're on stage, you're dieting, you're taking all the drugs, you're going through fucking hell, just like we are. Just because you're not showing a piece of your body doesn't mean they're not working as hard, okay? And that's my honest opinion. And yes, I made fun of them too. I am guilty. Hello, yes, I'm admitting to that. But I would never go rip on the kid, or rip on any person in front of their face, or disrespect them to their face, or make them feel uncomfortable because they do physique, or I'm not that type of person. That's just not me. I would never do it to anybody. But for the bodybuilders that are still salty about it, they are usually the ones that A, have no money, that are broke, have nothing going on for themselves, can't figure out how to pay for their next show or pay for their next electrical bill, and they're in a rut, and they figure, I'm going to take out my negative energy on the physique guys because I have nothing better to do. The bodybuilders that are successful don't ever talk that much about them and don't really say much, don't really have an opinion about it because they really don't give a fuck, frankly, because they're doing their own thing, and they're making a living. But the ones that feel sent up away, and I feel like they're taking away from the real people of the sport, the bodybuilders. Let me tell you guys something. Shit evolves, okay? Just like anything else in the world. The divisions are going to keep evolving, okay? The class of physique might be out of this, might be not even on the top of the chart anymore in a couple of years. We don't know. It could fade out. It could just be a trend for a couple of years. And physique could be back. And bodybuilding could be back. Who knows? They might just delete fucking physique. We don't know. We don't know. But all I know is numbers don't lie. And when Jeremy broke those numbers about a year ago, to a rebuttal to Dexter Jackson, which I remember clearly because it hit home to me. The amount of numbers and the amount of money they're bringing to the sport, of course they're going to generate and bring all the contracts and get all the sponsorships. Look how much money they're bringing to the sport. So as an investor, as a business owner, if you want to go get an athlete, what would you get? A physique competitor, just like Hani Rabat did, just like he mentioned in that video also, which is truth. It's a more attainable. It's where all the money is going. Yes, they might not get the most prize money, but overall, in the general world, it is more attainable and more likely for someone to like that look. And obviously draw more attention and someone not going, oh, that's disgusting. Most people think that physique guys are disgusting, let alone a bodybuilder, okay? A bodybuilder is a whole nother level. And I understand. I'm on both. When I was always a bodybuilder, I understand if somebody thought it was gross. And I understand if someone thought it was not something they wanted to do. Because most of the time, I didn't really like when I was doing it. I just liked being big. But the whole process of being a bodybuilder is rough. It is fucking rough. It is not meant for everybody. I can't tell you how many people drop out when they sign up me as a bodybuilder when I put them on a full-blown regimen. They can't handle it. Mentally, physically, anything. The routine, it's just fucking repetitively fucking, it's like somebody just poking you all day long, every day. That's how bodybuilding gets. It's rough. So I get if Jeremy went and did physique because he saw an opportunity there and he's like, fuck bodybuilding, I'm going to try physique shit. And if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to bodybuilding. That's all he did. And the kid fucking conquered it and he made a living for himself. And listen, Jeremy's dug his hole. I'm not going to sit here and defend Jeremy 100% either. Jeremy's got himself in trouble with his mouth too before, and he knows that. But he's came out and owned it. So who cares? The kid's backing himself up. He's doing very well for himself, and for some reason, people still do attack him. But I understand he's an easy target. He's number one. When you're number one, it's a very easy target. Look at Phil. People rip apart Phil Heath. The guy's got the most perfect body on the planet, for me, in any case. And people rip on him because he had a hernia. Give me a fucking break. It's just fucked. You're never going to be in the right lane as far as this shit goes, media goes. You're always the piece of shit. If you read my YouTube comments, it looks like I'm like the worst person in the world. So those people, I don't know where they exist in the world because every time I go anywhere, everyone loves me. Everyone shakes my hand, takes pictures of me, wants to hang out with me, wants to fucking get my phone number. Like it's bromance. So all these haters that are online, it's pretty funny because I'm sure Jeremy could say the same thing, and I'm sure Phil Heath could say the same thing. When they go to expos, it's all love. There's no haters there. There's no one lining up to get in line to punch you in the face. There's no one there talking shit to you. Everyone's loving you. So where are all these little trolls? They're nowhere. They don't matter. They don't give a fuck about you, guys. We don't care about you. Because all you can do is type something online, and it doesn't do anything to any of us. Nothing. It bounces right off of us. So they can keep doing that. I don't care. It does not bother me. It might bother someone else. But Jeremy's talking about just the bodybuilders in general giving him heat. It's not mostly trolls. It's the bodybuilders. He said he feels uncomfortable, which I get it. I can tell when the physique guys are at shows and they feel uncomfortable. It's all over their face because they just want to fit in. They just want to be normal like the rest of people, which it's very corny. It really is. If like you can't talk to a physique guy because he's wearing board shorts, bro, grow the fuck up. Like who cares? We're all here just having a good time anyway. Okay, we're not gonna one up each other. We're in different divisions. And who cares? There's nothing on the line anyway. What are you on the line for? What are you jealous because he won 10,000, you won 7? Like, who cares? This is all for fun, guys. This is a fucking hobby at the end of the day. This is for just the love of the game. Okay, remember that statement? Remember that. That's all this is for. If you do bodybuilding or physique or classic, or if you're a girl in any division, we're doing this because we all love it. It's a passion of ours. We all like to be in shape. We all like to go to the gym. We all strive for that. And we should all support each other instead of bring each other down. I think this sport would be a lot further if we did more of that, like it was back when I first got into it. I just don't understand the hate, though. You know, he gets a lot of it, but you know, when you're number one, he has to understand. I think Jeremy's learning that now as he gets older and as he gets deeper into his career that when you're on top, people are just going to shoot at you regardless. It's an easy target. You're walking around with a bullseye on your back. So he has to learn also to take that and just ignore it and shrug it off and not let these people do this to him, where he feels type of way that he has to go on a rant on Instagram because he's bigger than that and he's better than that. He doesn't need to do that. And I told him that yesterday. He doesn't need to do that. That's not him. He doesn't have to entertain these people. They're nobody to him. He has his own success. He has his own company. He's right. And he does everything. He's like, why should I do it? But he has to do that, which he's going to be watching this. I know he will. You have to do that stuff, Jeremy, because that's who you are. That's who you stand up. You're a stand up guy. You continue to do that so that everyone else hates you more. You have to do that. So the trolls have more shit to talk to you about because they're just going to hate you more every time you show up with your booth and you're making money and you're having success and blah, 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 blah. Now you're done competing and you're still having success. They're really going to hate that. So I didn't even touch on the Antoine thing, okay, with the board shorts. And this is where it all stemmed from, okay? And you guys are probably like waiting for me to talk about this. Well, let me explain something to you. I've known Antoine my entire life, for the most part, since I was 18 years old. 19 years old, I met Antoine. We became very close friends. Antoine has always been a goofball, funny guy, the outcast, the loud one in the room, the showboat wants attention type of guy. Nothing bad about that. Do I think what he did was overboard and stupid and childish? No, I think it was funny. I do. And to make fun of physique guys though, it's old. Like I still think it was funny, but it was cheesy, but it's old now. Like it's not like this is not like 5 years ago when it first came out, you know? It's like and to be honest, Antoine, like most of the physique guys are bigger than you up top. So and that's not an insult to him. It is what it is. Like he could relatively pass for a physique guy in those short. I thought it was when I saw the fucking guest posing. I was like, who is this physique guy? He looks really good. And I didn't realize it was Antoine until he told his shorts off. I really had no idea. And that's no disrespect to him, but this is just telling you how big these guys are. They're monstrous for fucking physique. And that's the trend they're going for. So as far as Jeremy saying he got upset, I understand where he got upset from because he's just tired of seeing it. It's stupid, you know. It's childish, and it's like, why keep doing it? You know, like I guarantee most people in the crowd didn't even get the joke because they're all family and everything. So they probably didn't even get that good of a reaction. People were like, "What is this guy doing with the shorts on?" They probably thought he was like, you know, fucking a stripper from Baywatch or something. You know, I don't know. But that's Antoine, so I guess Jeremy doesn't know Antoine, so that's Antoine's personality. He's a prankster and jokester, and he laughs and you know, that's Antoine. But to go back to like the serious part, Jeremy being outspoken is Jeremy, though. We all know Jeremy likes to talk. Um, this is the thing too. I put myself out there. Okay, it's not about me either, but I'm the only active bodybuilder, and I could be active if I wanted to. Right now, I could do a show. So I mean, active as in if I wanted to do a show, it's a possibility. I'm not retired. I'm still an active bodybuilder in the limelight with a YouTube channel, which is very dangerous. I put myself out there with a very, very, very open, um, I guess you could say, opinion channel where I just call it what it is. And if I get enemies from it, I get enemies from it. But I'm just reporting stuff and I talk about stuff and trending in the trending situations like this. And I do take sides. Like I've taken Jeremy's side. I think it's fucking ridiculous that people still make fun of him and physique guys in general. I think it's stupid. It's just catty. And I put myself out there having it. I think I'm the only bodybuilder with a channel. Like as far as like this type of channel, like, you know, interviews and speaking my mind, talking about my problems, talking about my past, you know, talking about drugs. I think I'm like the only active bodybuilder on the circuit that does this. And that's to say a lot, man. I put my dick out there too, and I get a lot of heat for it. But I don't care because this is what I'm doing it for. I love the heat. Like when it gets hotter, like like that's where I'm gonna thrive even more. Like so you guys better keep adding the heat because it's getting bigger and bigger. My flame's only growing. So you can keep adding fuel to the fire. It's fine with me. So but Jeremy, you know, I think Jeremy needs to. This is my honest opinion. Jeremy needs to let it go. He's not competing anymore, and say who fucking cares what they say about physique anymore. It's not my problem, and do what he's doing, and that's coaching which I see he's doing very well, and his clothing. And that's it. And not worry about competing anymore. That's a thing of his past. Just like how I don't worry about it anymore. I'm worried about coaching and my personality on here and entertaining you guys, providing a forum where you guys can learn and educate yourselves, teaming up with people like Generation Iron to hit even a bigger platform. And this is what I'm focused on. I don't care what people say about my career or you're a has-been. It doesn't even matter, So I don't get affected by that stuff. So I don't think Jeremy should get affected by that stuff. He needs to just shut that door and move on. He's not an active competitor anymore, and I don't think he's going to go back to it. There's nothing to gain from it. He's maximized his potential competing and within that sport. He's on the next project. I'm still in the sport. He's coaching, but I'm still in love with the sport. I like doing this stuff. I love covering the shows. I love doing this type of stuff for you guys. I love giving my opinion about stuff. I just like talking. I enjoy it, and I think it's fun, and be able to have a channel like YouTube where people come and watch me, and it's cool. It's something to keep the fire there, because I could never just do coaching. It's just not enough. I need to add some, fun to it. But overall, my opinion on this whole situation is I think it just got to go. Like, the negative people in bodybuilding just got to stop being negative. It's just stupid. It's corny. Grow up. Give respect to these guys because they deserve it, and I mean that. Classic, I absolutely love. Hey, dude, let me put in this perspective. If I was an up and coming competitor, I'd probably do physique or classic physique first to see if I like this sport, to see if I feel comfortable on stage. Maybe get my presentation down, get my shyness away, like get the stage fright off me, and to see if I like the process of dieting and going through hell. I don't see this is the thing. As much as I loved bodybuilding, I loved it, but the competing part was kind of I didn't like dieting. I loved winning and going on stage being competitive, but getting into that low body fat and taking all those drugs all the time sucked, man. After the first time, it's not fun. It's fun the first time because you get to see your body just I don't remember. I can't even explain what it feels like to look like yourself when you're that shredded. It's just the feeling that everyone has to feel at least once, in my eyes, to see what it looks like. And after that, it's kind of the same thing every time. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to look like it. It's fun. I'm going to feel like shit this day. It's like, you can kind of precursor everything. You know what's going to happen. But I don't know if I would have been a bodybuilder full time like I was if I had other divisions to kind of grow into. I would have probably grown into physique and then grown into classic and then grown into bodybuilding. Who knows? I might have been still competing. I might have had more longevity. You just don't know. So with having physique there, I think it's a really good place for kids that don't want to be at the next level. It's classic, and it's a good place for kids that don't want to be bodybuilders to stay at classic. And as you guys realize too, what's happening? The shift is happening. Everyone's leaving bodybuilding. 212 guys, open guys, they're all going to classic or something else. They're just quitting. There's not many bodybuilders anymore. There's not many elite bodybuilders in the world. I think this is probably I don't want to go on the limb and say this, but I feel like this is the fewest it's ever been as far as stars go. Because I can name off the top of my head everybody that I think is good in the world. And I think that's probably almost everybody. So that's not very good saying for bodybuilding. There's probably a lot more tier 2, tier 3 guys than there is tier 1 guys. 100%. Which is probably might have been the first time ever it's like that. Usually it's a lot more tier 1 guys and less tier 2, tier 3. But this is what's happening though. It's dwindling away bodybuilding because guys see more opportunity in classic and they see longevity. They see more health and being healthier. Fuck, dude, bodybuilders could go to physique right now. They're so big. There's no weight limit. Antoine could honestly pass for a physique guy. If he got dry and shredded, he would do very well, I think, to be honest. He's just as big as those other black guys and the other white guys in the lineup. Logan, the other guy's fucking jacked. So my hat's off to them. But all in all, we're all here for the same thing, and that's just to compete, have fun. I don't discriminate. I accept everyone as coaching. I enjoy coaching everybody. I could care less what division you're doing. I don't care if you compete. I just like that you're into fitness. I just enjoy that you're into the process and you want to learn and you're intrigued by it. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So I hope this gave some people insight on what I felt like, what I felt, and stop fucking with each other. If you want to joke around, cool, but we're all here, guys. We all got to stick together to grow the sport to the next level. If we don't stick together, we're not going to get there. Okay, and this is not a little like peppy speech here. Like I'm defending this kid for the most part because I feel that it is over the top. It is stupid to make fun of the physique division and classic division. We're all going the same thing. We're all striving to do the next thing. Let's go to the next level of their lives, or next level with this, or next level of competing, or bring this more mainstream. You know, so let's think about it that way instead of tearing each other down and ripping each other apart for no reason. That doesn't anything for us. So, um, thanks again for listening, and I'll be back.